Yeah, I changed my scores. I'm giving 1, 2, and the remake all S's.
All S's. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. This
Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing 1988 Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
right.
Before we jump into this one, let me give you a disclaimer. I don't know if you've watched our review on Hellraiser 1, the OG. Look, guys and gals, fellas, fellettes, juggalos, juggalettes. We really like that movie. It's not going to sound like it, but we really do like that movie. And there's a reason that we felt it okay to give the gripes that we gave. And that is because we love it so much. It's like the brother that you love, but you tease them anyways. It's that kind of thing. It's a great movie. It's a masterpiece. We know that, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to spend all of the time essing its D. We wanted to give out some things that I think everybody who watches the movie or has seen the movie as many times as we have can recognize and go, okay, you know what? That's fair, but it's still a masterpiece. Yes, we understand. And we're saying the same thing.
Right.
Cool. All right, good. I'm glad you elaborated. So drive-in store or drive-in totals,
Yeah.
video, yeah,
Drive right into that store.
uh, yeah. Video store totals is well, so it's directed by Tony Randall. Um, he worked on the first one, obviously. I could
Hmm.
not find a budget for this one, but the box office was 12.1 mil. There's about 9 kills, give or take, depending on what you consider a kill.
Right.
Because it gets sketchy. Is there nudity? Not only is there nudity, there's so much nudity that they're not only not wearing clothes, they're not wearing skin. So let's
It's
hop
like the
into it.
ultimate nudity.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
like the where like people remove the skin of their like ball sack and like put it with a clear cellophane to
Oh
see
yeah,
how it
yeah, yeah,
fucking ultimate nudity.
yeah, yeah. That's I've seen
Just a
people.
sandwich baggie hanging down.
I've seen yeah, basically. Um, I've seen that people do that. I've never seen it, but that's horrible. All right, Jerry, grade.
A. Straight A.
Yeah,
No
I
minus, no plus.
okay. I can fuck with that. I'm going to go A plus with this one too.
Okay.
Like I said, the first one I believe I gave a plus to.
Yes.
Um, this one gets the same thing because you get more. You get what you want, and in the first one, you don't know till the end, but you want more Cenobites. This one, you get more Cenobites, but you also get more story. You get more diving into the Cenobites world,
Correct.
um, Leviathan, and such things. So, Jerry, tell me some things. Tell me some things that
Tell
you
you
like.
something.
Tell me some things.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna agree completely on the story because of like the first one we had those weird gaps.
Hmm.
Like it's like something happens and then there's kind of like that gap.
Hmm.
This one, it kind of there's still like these weird gaps in this movie, but this one just kind of like puts the puzzle pieces better together, you know, and has a couple unique stories. Kirsty trying to find where her dad went.
Hmm.
Fucking Frank and Julia part two,
Hmm.
basically. But this time, Frank is a doctor named, fuck, what's his name? Julian?
I don't know.
Something.
I
Starts with a C. Chilton or something. We'll call it Chilton. Um, but it's literally the Frank and Julian story from the
yeah,
first
yeah.
one.
And they literally it's Julia again.
But yeah,
Um,
but it has more like depth.
yeah.
Well, it's more like,
Not to
you know,
mention Frank and Julia's story is still continuing in Leviathan.
right.
So there's that.
And then we get, like the girl that can solve puzzles, and there's all these little stories that
Mhm.
make better than, I don't know, let's film her in a pet shop and then someone goes in there eating crickets,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
there's none of that in this movie. Even though I would say the closest thing that comes to Guy eating crickets in this movie would be just the random doctor that starts having feelings for Kirsty, like, and how come Kirsty's boyfriend never like shows up? They tell her, yeah, your boyfriend went home hours ago.
Yeah.
Motherfucker never comes back.
No. No, they killed him. I do
she's
think
she's fine.
yeah, he's fine. He went home
Fine.
hours ago.
I mean, we went to a haunted house and there
Right.
were creepy things going on in that house. She's fine. I'm not
Nah, we
going back.
didn't keep him to question him. Why would we?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
your
do
boy.
think it's funny that like, okay, so Kirsty ends up in, the psychiatric ward of the hospital,
Right.
and she just so happens to end up in the psychiatric hospital in the entire world that a doctor studying Pandora's box and Cenobites and Leviathan works.
Right.
What are the chances?
What are the
What a
yeah, exactly.
coincidence
Yeah,
that
no
this
shit.
takes place in order for this entire movie to roll out.
Right. And that
Um,
brings up a good question too. Are there multiple boxes in this universe?
there's a ton of them.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, you
I
see
always thought
several different patients
variations. The
playing.
last one, she burnt it and the demon creature took it away, but yet somehow we got it back.
Well, so obviously he takes it back to the guy that's like, "What's your pleasure?" And
Right.
but when you go into doctor's office, um, you see multiple ones in
Yeah.
cases. So I would have to go with yes. Um, and then yeah, you see the patients playing with them as well when they come back out of Leviathan the first time.
Right.
So yeah, there's probably tons of them.
Yeah. It was weird when like
You gotta
young doctor.
outsource to get all your
Yeah,
souls.
I gotta
You
make
can't just
sure
have
it
one
works.
source. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, how do I know this is the real one without playing it? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I found it weird that young doctor, when he broke into the old doctor's office, and there's all like this creepy stuff, and like he sees the boxes, and like it's like a tight shot of his face, and
Mhm.
he's like, Jesus Christ. And he goes over and it's the boxes, and it's just like, I mean, and then you must know what these are, because I would not look at like some art projects on a table and just start freaking out,
He
dude.
very clearly is saying Jesus Christ to the bloody mattress with chains on it in the middle of the floor.
Right. But we
But
go
yeah,
down and we pan to the boxes when he's,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah, that would make sense, even though it would be like, "Phew, this guy's weird."
yeah. Um, yeah, I thought that there was a lot of coincidences, like her ending up there with Doctor,
Hmm.
and then obviously having Tiffany there. I didn't know Kirsty's dad's name until I watched the Leviathan
Documentary.
documentary
Right.
where they interview him and his name came up under his real name. That's when I found out. I've watched two of these and
Oh,
did not know that his name was Larry.
yeah.
Um,
Just dad.
yeah, because yeah, it's dad the
Now
whole
I
time.
hear when you said Larry, my brain was like, yeah, and like a Julia voice, I can hear Larry and
Yeah,
shit.
I don't
Fucking, but
even it doesn't even ring a bell to me.
right.
Let's see, what do we got here?
Compared to
Oh,
Julia and Frank and Kirsty, we hear a million times, and Larry only said twice. Poor Larry.
yeah, poor Larry. So one of the things that I thought that like, let me start over while I'm not doing that. One of the things that I thought was interesting because in the first one, we have the Cenobites come and they go, "You open the box, we're here. We need your soul."
Right.
And then in this one, when Tiffany opens the box in the doctor's office or doctor's, home office or whatever,
Right.
at the doctor's house, they come out and Pinhead goes, "No, it's not the
No.
hands that bring us, it's the desire."
Design.
No, it is not hands that call us. It is desire.
Yeah,
So
desire.
why did that rule change? Did you guys have a fucking meeting about that or something? Like,
No, because they
um,
know. They know, like, this girl was coaxed into doing that bidding. It
right,
compared to,
but
like, let's
Christy
say,
didn't mean to open the box. So it's the
right.
same thing.
So in the
It's
first one, it shouldn't have been
I
like,
think they knew that
she's
Tiffany was
stupid.
like, I think
Like,
they knew Tiffany was like special, and they were like, ah,
right.
shit, we
We
can't
can't
that one.
tear her soul
Yeah,
apart.
yeah, yeah,
I will say in that scene, I did have a little geek out moment because they're walking into frame, and I was like, in the first one, it's like they just appear
yeah,
and they felt like they glided in and stuff.
yeah,
This one, it's just like,
yeah, yeah.
hold on,
I mean,
wait.
I don't know. I thought it was I didn't mind that. It would have been funny if it was from like really far away
Yeah,
and it took like 3 minutes.
we're gonna
You're
be
just
there
like,
in a
oh my
second.
God, can we just get this going, please?
Yeah.
Um,
Don't walk away, we'll tear you over.
yeah, yeah. She just like slides the door shut,
Yeah,
like, fuck off.
yeah.
Um, I was not a fan that well, let me stay on the contradiction. So the
Okay.
contradiction of them being upset that Frank got away and not giving two fucks about Julia getting away, um,
Yeah.
confused the shit out of
Good
me.
for her.
Yeah, yeah, we don't care about
Yeah.
her at all.
Well, we didn't want
Um,
her anyway.
but speaking of Julia, I did not like the fact that she got the line, "I have such sights to show you."
Right.
That shit, I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Remember that
yeah,
line from the
yeah,
first one that was
yeah,
only like 2 years ago,
yeah, yeah.
Remember?
Remember berries? You need some
Yeah.
member berries?
Yeah. That's what that is. Oh, sitting in the audience, like, oh, she said the line. She said the line. She
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
She changed it so that it is more her, not us. But
Right.
yeah, 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 guys. She said
Which,
it again.
speaking of it, like Julia, I understand Julia didn't like technically call them like Frank did, but yet when they when Julia finally came back, like she's got like muscles and bones and shit.
Yeah,
Frank,
yeah,
they had to piece him back together and stop go
right.
animation in
Yeah.
the first one. I don't know how that works. It's probably like what's chicken or the egg? Oh no,
Well,
it
it could
followed the
be how
story,
long they've
or
been dead. It could
we're just
be
not gonna fuck it.
I
We're not
think,
gonna do this
yeah,
again.
I think that was like they had more story to go on. So
Right,
they were like, fuck it, let's just skip to the part where like it looks the coolest
right.
and go from there. Um, which I totally agree with. There's enough in this movie to chew on that I don't need that. Like
Yeah.
the idea of Frank doing that in the first one coming all the way from like skeletal remains all the way up to that skinless body,
Hmm.
that's necessary because it's part of the story. Now we've got that down, we know how that works, so
Right.
let's just skip it and get to the good stuff. And I get it, and I understand that they were just like, you get it, guys, we're here now.
Right.
So
Right. And
cool,
there's
whatever.
also like, I will say that's probably one of the like harshest scenes to watch when Get Them Off Me guy like starts just like going to
Yeah,
town
that made
with a
me feel
razor
bad.
blade. It's like, holy shit, fucking like that's ruthless. That's
Mhm.
fucking that's brutal as
Well,
shit.
it tests your humanity as a viewer because the only things that really bother me are kids and people who can't help themselves and
Dogs.
animals. Yeah, animals that don't know any better.
Right.
Those are the things that really bother me. If he was a fully mentally competent person that just was a masochist, it would have
Just
been a completely
wanted
different
to get the
scene.
bugs off of them.
Right. But this guy, is, he's clearly not all there, and taking advantage of him,
It's
or
just the ferociousness of him cutting himself like that.
yeah,
And me going, like, when he's trying to crawl away and stuff, being like, he probably cut a couple of major things in there that wouldn't make him like be able to crawl, get the fuck away, But hey, he keeps trucking for Jesus.
yeah,
That's Frank without the the skin suit. Like the guy in the first movie, the that's not the actor underneath the
that's
prosthetics.
Oliver or whatever.
Yeah, that guy who get him off me.
Mhm.
That's the skin suit Frank because he had such a slender
Yeah,
build.
yeah, his name's
Um,
Oliver something, I can't
right.
remember.
But
I
yeah,
know.
that's the
Yeah.
original. That's original Frank. That's also why, um, like when when in the first movie they had to dub Frank. In this
Mhm.
one they didn't give a shit. But in the first one they had to dub him because his voice sounds so different from that actor. So Julia, that regal like
Yeah,
sternness.
that actor wasn't the voice of Frank either.
Yeah.
They dubbed over
Oh,
that
that's
guy
not the
too.
okay. Okay.
No, they did somebody else. They dubbed him as well because he's English.
Yeah.
So they dubbed another white guy to dub a white guy. It was very white
Okay. No, you
Inception.
learned some. Now, is there any scene in this other than the get him off me that was just like, oh, I know. Before you answer, the brain part where they're cutting open where he's doing the dissection on the brain.
Mhm.
I was they're dissecting like and he's going on a speech about the brain and shit and fucking then they just page him and he's like, oh, would you please take over? Like, doctor, you're
This
in
is
the
brain
middle of
surgery, not making a pizza, you
that.
bitch. Get
Yeah,
back in there.
that brain is out, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking, you
yeah,
can't just like go for a pee break and shit like in the middle of this. Come
yeah,
on, man.
yeah,
But
yeah.
is
There
there
was
anyone that you hits you in that weird like "Ooh," in this?
as far as what though?
It's just like I don't know, where it's just like, ew, just that kind of like,
No, I think that really that scene that you talked about with the guy cutting himself, like that really was like, man, if it was like not a mentally unstable person, then I would have been like, fine. But because it is, that was the thing that was like,
right,
I don't like that. That's uncomfortable. Not
right,
that like, it ruined the movie for me or anything, but it made me feel bad because he doesn't know that he's doing that.
right,
But yeah, that just, that scene was probably the worst. The other scene that really annoyed me though, but in a different way, is the Dr. Cenobite. I didn't like him. I didn't like the penis coming down and opening its mouth into a little like lawnmower propeller butthole blade. And yeah, yeah. That sound was okay, but
yeah.
like overall, him like very terribly being strung up because you can see him kind of like trying to balance the first time he comes in the room. He's like
Right.
doing this.
But yeah,
Um,
I mean, it makes no. So is this like tentacle penis thing just
what is it?
wrapping around? I don't know. It,
Is it
it's
just hanging out in Leviathan
it's
or?
like some concept artist like sitting there being like, and then the penis, the bit, it'll be like
And I
part.
know that, he wanted sexual elements in there,
Right.
but like, because at the end with the torture block, there's those two skeletons fucking on it, which is hilarious.
Yes.
And I watched that documentary and they were like, we didn't go for the joke. Are you sure? Because them skeletons fucking is hilarious. The giant dick going into the doctor's head is hilarious. And then they very clearly threw the joke of when Dr. Dick comes down and Tiffany goes, shit. And Kirsty looks over at her like that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like those were jokes, guys. Like like whether they were dry or whatever, that those were
Yes.
very clearly
Yes.
some like nods to some jokes.
Right. And even I like the doctor, like
I liked him before he got the dick stuck to him.
I like the doctor, like, or the I'm a more villain than the villain kind of idea.
Yeah.
But man, if I had to choose out of all like Cenobites, what would happen?
Yeah.
It would be like maybe him. He got a couple wires on his face, and then he got this thing like suction to his head, but then he gets like scorpion powers, I
Hmm.
guess you could call them, But that would totally be better than like needles in my fucking like
I don't know,
flesh
man. I
or
think I would be the chick because at least you got boobs to play with.
uh friggin', but yeah, but she's got like the fuck hole.
Who cares? Who cares? Doesn't bother me none.
Right.
Does it make you come? Because I'll play with it. Like, I
S-
don't care.
Chatter is different too in this.
It's the
Did you
same
notice
guy.
that? It's the same guy, but I don't know that for a fact, but
I
the
do.
Chatterer,
I watched a 4 hour and a half hour
that's right.
documentary.
Like he has eyes, like they're like weird eyes.
Mhm.
Where in the other one that looked
He didn't
more
have
like,
eyes.
yeah, his skin in the first one.
Yeah, he didn't have eyes, but he also couldn't fucking see. So the more that they gave him to do, the more they had to come up with very thin, slitty eyes so
Right.
that the actor could at least see. Um, yeah, I mean, let's hop into the whole Cenobite thing because I know you brought something up before we watched this one.
Right.
Back when we were talking about going into this one, you said you did not like the human aspects of the Cenobites.
I thought that, like, yes, I like the fact that at one time they were humans,
Mhm.
but I don't like them being like basically this was just like I remember, and then it just turned them into fucking like cowards or something in this.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember that they were also victims of the box at one point, and now they're doing its bidding, just like Dr. Dick.
Yeah.
So,
Get awesome powers.
well, what powers though? Pinhead is the only one with powers. Like nobody else was using powers. Um, the rest of them were subjected to knives and chains and shit. Like
Yeah.
he was the only one. He didn't even really have any powers outside of like moving the chains and hooks.
Right.
I really liked it, and I don't know if it was an intentional thing or a subtle thing, but as they're all dying, and they all fall to, like, the girl falls to the ground, the butterball falls to the ground, Chatterer falls to the ground, and then you see Kirsty hiding, and Pinhead immediately knows he's not going to win.
Right.
He's like, oh shit, I'm back to human. But he looks over at her and he smirks just the slightest bit. But then he raises his eyes like that, like, bitch, go. Like,
Yeah.
angel to some, demons to others. He saved them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Exactly.
that proves that angel to some, demons to others thing. He was a demon when they first met. He's an angel, the last time they meet. And
Yeah. They're not all like. I never take this as like in the sense of Christian
no,
hell.
no.
Like I never like this is otherworldly.
No, they never
This
make
is
mention of Christian hell or
right.
Christian heaven or Christian demons or
They use
gods or
like
anything.
those words of hell, like and
They say
demon,
hell and demon,
and
but that's
yeah,
it.
but
Your brain associates it because
right,
Christianity has taken those words.
right.
There's a
It's
hell
almost
and a demon in every language.
Lovecraftian,
Yeah, exactly.
where
That's more or
whatever
less the
like
idea.
the Christian hell would be a walk in the park compared to what this thing is.
Mhm,
Especially like in the remake, they make that way more clear of what
mhm,
Leviathan, like how big, and
mhm.
even though we don't see it in little glimpses, and the Leviathan here in this, we do get to see or we get to see like one room and like two hallways that they just film in different
I
like
think that
corners.
it's very funny, not funny, but I think it's really cool that Pinhead is like talking to Kirsty and Tiffany, and he's like, or to Kirsty maybe by herself, and he goes, "But go explore. We have all the
No,
time in the world
no, go
to,
ahead, get the fuck out of here,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, go
We'll
check it
find
out.
you later.
We'll see you.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that shows you the magnitude of the situation. I think,
right.
like, oh no, no, I'm not in a rush to kill you. I'm not Jason. I'm not Freddy. I'm not here to just destroy you. Go
Right.
explore, have fun, whatever. I'll find you
This
when
place
it's time.
sucks,
Well,
this place
you
fucking
know,
sucks,
well,
but
but it doesn't suck though, because there was the two banging in the hot tub. Like, that's what I'm saying. When you say hell,
in the hot
it
tub,
doesn't, yeah. The like when you say hell, it doesn't add up because there's pleasure and pain happening here.
right.
These Cenobites say we are heaven and hell, we are angels and demons, we are, we are both. Now granted, you don't see sunshine and puppy dogs in Leviathan, but you do
Right.
see pleasure happening as well as as people's own personal hells. And I think that that's the concept that they really stuck with, is this is not hell like you see in Christianity or any
Yeah,
other religion. This is a personal hell.
right.
We have a roadmap with like the corridors and all that stuff, but this, you
Like
end
a
up in your,
labyrinth.
right, but you end up in your own hell. So yeah, and to take you back, yes, there was the two banging in the hot tub when Doctor first got there, and he was looking at them, and he looks at the chick, and she turns into Julia. Um,
Uh, Maybe I remember. I
it
can't.
was very brief, but it was like a weird, like cool filter while they were banging.
No.
She was just riding dick, and he was facing her, and then there was another guy facing away from both of them. That was confusing, but whatever. I don't
It's a
think
crazy place,
he
man. It's a fucking crazy
he might have
place.
been a virgin. I don't think
Right.
he knew how to get in
Yeah.
there, but
No, they
I don't think
told
he
him to
knew
turn
the,
around. Don't look at
yeah,
us.
yeah.
I can't do this while
Bro,
you're
of
looking at
all
us.
the places that a devil three-way is
Mm.
okay, it's in fucking
No,
Leviathan.
that's see. Oh, we're thinking okay, pain and pleasure. No. His pain was like you can't look at me, dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't. Don't watch this, Timmy. But yeah, I definitely like. I'd like to explore the labyrinth way more, or the Leviathan way more, and like read up like just a whole like um like a manual, like get
I'm
Clive Barker
sure
to
it's out there.
write me
Isn't he
like
dead?
no, Clive's still alive.
Oh, that's right,
Um,
because he just so stupid. Yeah. Well,
right,
no, because of the fucking, again, that documentary that I watched, he's not in it, and everybody talks about him like he's fucking dead. Everybody's
right,
like, Clive was such an amazing guy. And it's like, oh, he's dead. All right, cool. That's why
right.
he's not in here. That's my
Um,
fault.
but yeah, I would like to have like read about that, or like Cenobite culture and stuff. It's like we don't work on Tuesdays. Like like Pinhead in the hot tub and stuff,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I can take these out now.
yeah.
Fucking has to
Um,
set them down on like a napkin and shit. Fucking
he
don't
gets
knock
him
those
caught.
over.
He gets him caught when he's walking by shit. And like,
Yeah.
fuck, god damn it.
God damn it. Tear yourself apart.
He
All
just
right.
repeats those things to you.
Right. Yeah. I
Your
got like,
suffering will be legendary
yeah,
even in hell.
like the chatterer and fucking the female Cenobite are
Oh
just
shit,
like, you
dude.
only got a couple lines, don't you there? Shut up. I'm the boss and stuff.
The other funny thing is when they were remembering and they cut to chatter, he's like chattering a little bit slower, like he's remembering instead of like the constant clicking. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Oh, right.
but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like chatter in this one just doesn't do it compared to the first one.
I
Um,
didn't think he really did it that well. So I thought that Chatterer was the right hand man, and that's the way they kind of played him in the new Hellraiser. But
Okay.
apparently
I
it
always saw him as like the worker.
right, well, they're all workers under Pinhead. That's why he's the
Right.
lead Cenobite. But I always thought he was the right hand man because he always stuck out in my head.
Right.
And I thought Butterbean or Butterball
Butterball. Mhm.
was like the worker. But apparently it's Pinhead, the priestess, and then Butterball, and then Chatterer. Chatterer was supposed to be like, they even say it like initially he was designed as the family dog,
Family dog.
like,
Yeah.
and he was supposed to be low to the ground, like he was supposed to move like an animal. I don't know where I got that I thought he was like the lieutenant in arms from this,
Mm,
but it really drove it home in this one, because in the first one they're all kind of just like whatever, but in this one you see that the priestess is the second in command because she's making shots, and then Pinhead is like, no,
yeah.
and then they're like, oh shit,
She's like
no, like,
the priestess is more of the inquisitor, where she's asking more questions
yeah,
and seeing doubt, trying to
yeah,
find your doubt.
yeah, she's trying to find an excuse to do what she wants to do.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I know Chatterer in the Hellraiser series as a whole
Mhm.
makes like the second most appearances next
Yeah, yeah,
to Pinhead.
yeah, and
And
then that
so,
dope one with the motherfucking CDs in his face.
right, yeah,
So stupid.
the fucking
Who did that? Where was
we're gonna
Clive
get into
Barker?
it next week, man.
uh,
Fucking
I can't find that one.
oh, you can't.
No, it's not on streaming.
Oh
I mean, I'll
shit.
rent it. I don't care. All right,
Okay.
that's not the point.
Yeah, well, that's
We
not
got
the point.
7 minutes left.
We got 7 minutes. Is there anything else? I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely.
okay,
Let's
yes, bring
talk
it.
about, it's the 80s.
It's the
There's
80s.
not, the CGI is very, very limited.
Correct.
Um, and you can tell it in this, and I love it for that. The labyrinth, and that painting, that matte painting that they put on the ground
Yes, the map
and
painting
run,
looks
yeah,
beautiful.
it's fantastic. The walls move. You can see them like flap like curtains.
Hmm.
Um, when they're running down the wall, and there's like a puff of air or whatever, they're blowing some smoke, you can see it like doing this. It's very clearly a painted curtain that
Right.
they just put up against the wall. And I like that. I like, because it looks so good. I would have not thought that. In fact, when I was watching it initially, I was like, man, they really built all this shit. But they didn't. They built, wood walls and then hung these things over top of them, and it looks perfect.
Right, right.
Same thing with that painting at the end of the hospital. They put that over top of sky getting dark. That's all just a
Oh,
painting.
yes, yeah.
Um, and then like when Uncle Frank is trying
Right.
to incest Kirsty in the chamber, in the weird sex chamber. Um
I found
he
that to be Frank's like personal, like there's women
well, he
and they're
said it.
arriving
He
and he
said it
can't,
is.
yeah, he can't touch
He's
them.
like, this is my personal hell because I can't have them.
Or
Um
Frank, you get to spank off, but they're only gonna appear like every 5 minutes, and then you
you
better
still, you just time your load. But when he pushes her into that pillar, you can see that it's foam.
oh
Like her
yeah,
hand
yeah.
sinks in a little bit at first.
Right.
It's just those types of like attention to detail. They made some slips so you can see it in the movie, but that only added to the charm of the movie, because it's like, look how far we went, look how good this looks. You wouldn't know it if we were just a tad bit more careful with the camera, or
Right.
we reshot something. You would never know that this exists, but it's almost like an unintentional glimpse behind the
Hmm.
camera. And I
But
really like the settings. The doctor's house,
yeah.
it so vividly sticks out, that scene where the camera is just moving in, and it's like his white house. It's all moving in the living room towards that bedroom that's up 3 stairs or
Hmm.
whatever. I could draw that from memory at any point in my life. For some reason, that stands out to me, and it always has been stuck in my head. And it's nothing. There's nothing in the scene. There's no brutality. There's no nothing. But for some
Simplistic.
reason, that angle and what it's looking at for some reason has always stuck in my brain. And
Right.
I don't know why. But
Right. But back to what you're saying about the way it looked, you
Mm.
know, at least they built something. Like you can tell when an actor's on a green screen set
Yes.
and they're having to sit there and pretend that there's things there or there's stuff there or oh
Yeah,
we're
Chris Pratt,
we're in
every Marvel
Leviathan.
movie.
Yeah. We're in the Leviathan, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow, you know.
yeah.
But this they at least gave them kind of like some kind of something to work with, something to act on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nah, I'm definitely glad for these small details in movies that like do a good job like that. So yeah.
The I guess the last thing we could try and fit in here
Mhm.
is the box when it goes into the pointy thing
Yeah.
and it goes into the Leviathan shape. First of all, what is that? And is it like the all-seeing eye? And then also, why did the box go in? Why did Pinhead turn it into that? Like, is that's I don't.
That's explained in the remake, but in this one, it's just like it stabs. It has a
Yeah,
point to
yeah.
stab. You can stab things with this Kirsty, you know, like, but yeah,
It's a
in
butt plug. It's a
yeah,
double-ended butt
yeah,
plug.
look. Um, but yeah, like it probably has like I always took it in my brain that Leviathan, the creature that's up there floating,
Mm,
and Leviathan is the place, like
mm,
two in the same. So when Leviathan's in this shape, it makes the place, you know, maybe more difficult or more harder, or more, you know, but when it's in this shape, it's a little different. It's easier to you can get out now.
well, we never
You can
see the
leave.
thing in the sky stop being that shape
Right.
or putting out that black ray.
Wow. Yeah.
So I assume that that's always there and it's always doing that, almost like that fucking eye in Lord of the Rings that's over the volcano kind of deal.
Right.
Um, I, but yeah, I don't know. It caught me off guard and I was curious about it. And I didn't know
Once
if you
more,
knew. I,
questions. Yeah. I mean,
I didn't
nothing
know if you knew about it or not.
nothing that I can pinpoint is like I can make shit up, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
I know you just did.
but yeah,
Um,
like but that's why I use the word I like to think.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, Clive, make a if there's not
I'm
one
sure
out,
it's
if
out there,
any of
dude.
you people out there are stuck around for this at this length, and tell me if there's a book out there that goes through the whole like lore
I'm
slash
sure it is.
history of what Cenobites,
I'm
Leviathan, the
almost
box.
guaranteeing you it's out there.
It might be.
Um,
If it's
all right,
not, it would be a good write. So good write up.
all right, let's do it. We got 1 minute.
Man, okay, shit, fucking, I wrote these down and I don't have them anymore. All right, is this a cult classic?
I mean, yes,
I'm
both
gonna
of
give
them are.
the first one, no, too popular, too
I don't think
popular.
it's as popular as we think it is. I think everybody,
It could be
I think it's
true.
one of those things where people go, "Oh yeah, dude, I love it," and then you're like,
True.
"Oh, okay, what's the main character's name?" And you're like, fucking
Pinhead.
Daryl." Like,
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Did you go pay money to see this in the theater?
fuck yeah, I would
Yeah.
go see him as a double feature for sure.
Would you own this physical copy?
Got it on VHS and DVD.
Yep.
I got a fucking box right up there. I got Pandora's box up there.
And we already know the answer. Remake. It
Yes,
was amazing.
absolutely. Yes, it was. It was also an A plus.
Yes, it's a fucking S.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I changed my scores. I'm giving 1, 2, and the remake all S's.
all S's. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. This